Okay, so we're back again with part 2 of the Lothlorien campaign in Third Age Divide and Conquer. Last time we had some riots, weirdly enough, in our capital, and we will have some, I think, in Limhir as well. But we have taken Eberru, we have expanded to the north, so like the free settlement that was up here we've taken. I think this pink line here represents the fact that we are now bordering the Vale of Anduin, which is fine by me. We can have some good relations with Beorn and his bear folk. Southward expansion as well is going to be on the agenda as we try and take this village over here. We'll then, I think, retreat with Haldir up here, try and beef up his army a bit more before taking the castle over here. And I think that'll be it for the expansion we do. Like, we could go way down here, but I don't think it's really worth our while. I think we want to sort of keep ourselves reasonably compact up here, just in case Isengard overrun Rohan and Mordor come up here as well. I think it would then behoove us to sort of try and narrow the battlefield rather than having all of this down here. But yes, like I said, we're going right in. So yeah, this is a village, so we can actually attack it right away without the need for... So that right away we know there's not going to be walls, which is ideal for this composition because it's only archers. There's going to be horses though, I think, because these are Rohirric rebels, so I think there's probably going to be some cavalry to deal with. So this could be risky. Captain Goldwine. Probably not the Goldwine, I would imagine, if he's just leading this motley crew. Even balance of power though, we should be able to win this, I think. It's just a case of... I feel confident about winning it, I just don't feel confident about not taking losses as we win it. Which is going to be the issue here. Because we definitely don't want to be taking too many losses, because the replenishment in Medieval 2 works very differently. In the sense that units don't really replenish in the same way. As soon as you lose those models, they're kind of gone. So let's start the deployment. Let's have a little look at this settlement. Okay, it's this settlement type, right. Okay, well clearly the thing to do is not go out in the open because that's where the cavalry is going to be. So what we want to do, I think, is get up on this hill and handle things in that way. I want to be a little bit careful about, because in dense formation a cavalry charge is going to do some pretty horrendous damage to us. Right, let's turn it off fire at will because they will start to fire very, very quickly. Right, get up here. Let's have a little look-see at what they have in this. Yeah, they do have cavalry. Right, so that is going to be the first port of call for us to shoot. They don't have shields, fortunately, so they are the lowest tier of Rohan cavalry, which, to be fair, is not really good for much other than running down units. But I do have primarily light archers, which even cavalry like this, if it's to get a good charge, is going to be very, very useful. They also have some sellswords and bandits, 2 units of bandits. Sellswords, they did okay in the last part. They did some damage against my general's bodyguards units anyway. Right, first things first, let's get our units into a good position to start firing away. But you, I think, can stay in reserve. I think if they do start to come around, which I would imagine the AI probably will do at some stage, I doubt they're just going to be as cordial as the last time where they just sat there and allowed me to shoot them. With cavalry, I think it's going to be a little bit of a different proposition. Wait a second, what are we doing here? I think I turned off the battle timers as well because, I mean, we are playing as Lothlorien after all, and we do want to take things quite slowly in the early game. Right. You. Wait a minute. Sounded a bit satanic then, did Haldir. Get into position nice and easy. Right. Let's see if we can just coax one at a time to try and come after us. I mean, this should, in theory, do tons and tons of damage to them. We're on the high ground. Peasant scouts. No, they are just going to sit there and wait. Remarkable. Outmaneuvering the enemy at every turn. Oh, they looked like they were going to move them, but they thought better of it in the circumstances. Actually, you know what? With that, let's just shoot these as well. Shoot them in the back. Yeah, this was the main thing I was worried about, and I needn't have been. 2006 was a different time, I suppose. The AI, even now, to be honest with you, Total War AI is very easy to take advantage of, if we're being brutally honest. Yeah, they're already shaken. Like, they did very, very poorly under the hailstorm of arrows that those Galathrim archers provided. Another volley would probably be enough to get rid of them completely, to be honest with you. You go after them now. Only 5 of them remain. Is that enough to kill them all? Just the one remains. Nice and chilled out battle once again. And actually with this... Oh no, they are moving now. Ooh, that's bad. Can't really afford to be wasting ammunition such as that. I think those peasant scouts are still going to be the thing we need to take care of most of all, though. We still have that full ammunition in there, though. Just one more volley. Should be enough to bring them all down. Also going to get some collateral damage in there. Maybe we come down off the hill now, because we are wasting ammunition. Well, Haldir isn't wasting ammunition, to be fair. He is getting them all down range. Go after the cell swords. You two, however, I think we can now. Or at least you can. Might be that one horseman who still lives. No, he must have retreated to the town centre and got killed as well, I suppose. It's a pretty scary prospect to just stand there and get shot by some of the best archers in the game, I suppose. The cell swords are definitely what we want to take care of, though. They were actually capable of killing some of my bodyguard tier units at Erui. A little bit more of a scary force at Erui, though, because they actually had archers. And in the end, that cavalry, it really... Maybe it was just being up on the hill that caused the AI to have a bit of a brain fart. I feel like if I was out in the open and I started shooting, they probably would have come for me. Yeah, you come down here as well, actually. Not wasting any of your ammunition, are you? Some of them, but not enough to make it worthwhile moving them, to be honest. And we are killing off plenty of them as well, and we should be able to get some good crossfire going on when we bring these Lothlorien archers into position. Right. This unit's already used up a bit of its ammo. Yeah, I wonder how well those cavalry units would have done charging in. I mean, the mass of cavalry means that against light archers, even though they are effectively one of the worst cavalry units in the game, really only useful for running units down, like I said, but against light archers with a charge, like, they still would have done damage. Cell swords. The bandits we can deal with in melee to a large extent, I think. He's got a gold chevron now, so he must be getting some good damage. 55 of them remaining. I'm going to have to muck in melee, which will mean that Haldir is finally going to take some losses to his army, but that can't be helped. He's done very well for himself, though, going south, killing a unit out in the field. Taking this settlement without too much worry. Be interesting to see what we can build in these 2 new settlements that we have acquired. For the most part, I want to sort of keep the improvements to our heartland, because these are territories we're a little bit more likely to lose. If Mordor sort of really start to pick up the pace in heading northward, then I'd be willing to use a settlement like this as more sort of ablative armour. hopefully by that point as well, I think Mordor, by that point, will be into the eastern side of the Anduin, and we'll be trying to sort of take southern Mirkwood, and I think that would be the more likely avenue of invasion for Mordor, and I wouldn't be really willing to allow Mordor to try and recapture Dol Guldur in any sort of capacity. Haldir's got quite a lot of ammunition, really, hasn't he? You know, that sellsword unit taking a lot of damage, collateral damage being done to the bandits. Yeah, I think we're actually going to take no losses at all. Don't think we will actually need to. There was just a lot more to try and shoot through in Celeborn's battle. Haldir, on the other hand, you get over here and start shooting as well. This would be like, imagine playing against this online. No one really cares because it's the independent realms, but still. There he goes. A Rohirric general. Wasn't exactly the ride of the Rohirrim though, was it? The AI really making a bit of a meal of using their cavalry there. Yeah, they don't have any sellswords left, so it's going to be a simple task, I feel, to finish them off. Hopefully Haldir will survive throughout the entirety of this campaign and he won't perish, as he is wont to do. And there we go. Nice and easy. When Dol Guldur start to arrive with slightly fuller stacks, things will be a little bit different. This man just sort of dodged a whole bunch of archer ammunition there. Ooh, they're out of ammunition. Maybe we will need to go into melee. Who'd have thought? Well. Alrighty. Needs must. 3 of them remain standing after that. It'd be just like us to lose the odd unit after. I mean, I think with a charge, even on light archers, these are bandits. Like, they should be crushed underfoot, really.
Our men have taken control of the city.
Yep, there they go. Perfect. Not a single loss. Exactly how we like it when playing as Haldir. Haldir's unit there was extremely effective. Soldiers lost 0. That's the number we want to see. Yeah, look at that. 483 kills on the Galathrym archers. Not even breaking 100 actually on the 2 Lorien archers, which is quite interesting because they did actually muck in and do their bit there. But regardless, a good victory. Another settlement that we have taken. That's Aragorn and Boromir, isn't it? Interesting style. Obviously, just I think it's Aragorn and Boromir anyway. I mean, you imagine so. Someone being cradled as they're filled full of archers, but it's very weird to not see it as Viggo and Sean. You saw the eye of him that holds the 7 and the 9, the Lady of Lorien, who technically we are playing as, apparently, according to the opening preamble. And there we go. Rockburg belongs to us with no losses sustained whatsoever.
We must defend these lands.
Must we indeed?
Enter it.
2 coins gained from looting. There's only 29 people here. We'll occupy it. That's fine. Can we build anything here? No. Fangorn. Terrain. Fangorn Forest is a forest, who would have thought? Truly. Will wonders never cease. Now we should be gaining money, correct? Yes, we are. 884, because both of our armies are now within settlements. I don't know what their problem is. They really aren't happy at all, are they? But we do have a ballista maker now, don't we? Or do we? No, we don't. 2 turns. I think we do need to be a little bit careful with building any more units, though. I think the next batch of units we build, we'll try and build a ballista, and then we'll try and head southward. Yes. Right, you? Yeah, we couldn't move you because we'd already moved you this turn, hadn't we? Yeah, excellent. Exactly what we want to be seeing. Expansion, positive moves. Definitely with Karas Galadon. Like, there is, we need to leave one slot in Karas Galadon open because I think that's where we get our unique building from the script that runs with. The script that runs with Mirkwood. But Caer Andros is under attack, guarding the river crossings north of Osgiliath. The island fortress is a major part of Gondor's defences. There may yet be time for the steward to send reinforcements to secure the position, but for now, the fate of Caer Andros and much of northern Gondor lies in the hands of the brave men who stand ready for the coming bloodshed. Yeah, that, hopefully Gondor can hold on to that, but somehow I'm not so sure. So that there is Ramasakor. Minas Tirith will be within it. That's Osgiliath. So that there is Caer Andros, I believe. Under siege, yes it is. Black Gate is up here. So yeah, they can... I mean, the Black Gate is pointing right in our direction, isn't it? But like I said, like, staying on this side of the Anduin, this side of Rauros, means when we come across Mordor, it will probably be over here, which is a rather wide battlefield indeed. But by that point, hopefully, we should have the wherewithal to withstand stuff like that. Diplomat. Let's keep going. Let's just keep scouting.
I shall continue tomorrow.
There's a Valesman army.
Tomorrow's journey planned out.
Let's right-click to enter negotiations with them. Let's see what we can get going on. So we do have profits. Not much in the way of profits, if we're being honest. This town is... Why is Lim here so angry? Potential for riots. They're happy. They see, they got it out of their system. They had a riot, and afterwards they were like, yep, we're good. Population's decreasing though, which is maybe not so good. What can we do here? What can we do? It's an inn. Land clearance. See, that food production. Maybe we should build a... Well, we don't have enough money though, do we? We're just going to have to leave it as is. I think this is going to be a turn where we just move our diplomat and leave it at that, to be honest with you. Although, army-wise, we should probably bring Celeborn at the very least back to Karas Galadon, which I think I am going to do.
We must give up the road.
Yeah, okay. So this gentleman actually does have his army early, so yeah, that's our first crossing really. That's actually an Anduin territory though, which it would be interesting because I think Dol Guldur, they will need to attack the Anduin first and foremost, just to get to us. I think they can cross over here as well, but it'll be interesting because it'll be easier for them to attack us if they take an Anduin territory first, which means we may very well have a ready-made ally, really. Which perhaps is the idea. We can ally with all of the people on the western side of the Anduin and north of Dol Guldur. And hopefully that will be sufficient to make some good things happen. Like, that's going to be just a fairly simple turn after all the excitement of the last one, expanding rather rapidly. Maybe we should put Celeborn into Lim here. Maybe that will calm them down. Maybe the population decreasing in Karas Galadon is more of an issue. Construction report. Relations improved with Mordor? The Dark Lord of Mordor. Relations improved. In light of recent acts of friendship, goodwill and mutual consent, it would be fair to say your relationship with these people has improved considerably. Are you sure? Well, apparently Sauron approves of what I'm doing. Bizarre, but okay.
Your orders. As you wish.
Yes, there we go.
Approaching their dignitary.
Let's see what we can do with Anduin here.
You wish to discuss.
Priorities. Peace, trade, reputation mixed, power very strong, wealth very poor. Left of this scroll, let's see. Attack faction. What about trade? Generous? Alliance? Make offer.
This seems quite reasonable.
Excellent, so now we're allied with them. Good. So they're at war with Dol Guldur already. which should give us a very nice...
Well, that seemed fruitful. Farewell.
Alliance announced. Realm of Lothlorien and Anduin Vale. These two factions have declared an alliance. Marvellous. Mission success. 750 gold coins. Relations improved. Anduin Vale. Perfect. So, yeah, perfect. Hang on. I've got to have a look at this. Diplomacy. Where are we? Mordor. They're allied with evil. I mean, no, the Dark Lord of Mordor is, I guess, a faction of its own, rather than just Mordor. I mean, relations outstanding with the elves. They're abysmal with Dol Guldur. We're reliable. How do we have amiable relations with Mordor is what I want to know. Maybe peace was an option all along. Right, well now our diplomat can start heading out.
Stopping here.
Honestly. Right, Caliborn. Can you... Maybe it's just because nothing is in there. Right, for the time being, go into Karas Galadon. Yeah, now, yeah, okay. Good. Limhir is a bit of a shithole at the moment, apparently, because no one's there managing things. Again, it's been a while since I played Medieval 2 campaigns. It'll take me a little while to get back into the swing of things, but I think we've actually had a very fruitful start, to be honest with you. I think we've done everything that's expected of us anyway. We've got an alliance with Anduin, which is easy to do. We've expanded. We haven't taken absolutely atrocious levels of losses. What about you? So we can... Cost to recruit. Recruitment is being auto-managed. Apparently we can't actually recruit it. Maybe Haldir needs to be there. Wait a minute. Why are things being auto-managed? No. Get out of here. Okay, so we can't actually recruit those just yet, but that's fine. I mean, we're going to need some siege eventually anyway. Right, with that, like, what is... Yeah, like, we don't want to be auto-managing stuff. What can we make in Rockburg? Apparently absolutely bugger all. But, I mean, it's a nice little place to rest, I suppose. They don't seem too happy, though, that... I suppose it's because of the culture, right? Can I... This building cannot be destroyed. Of course not, it's a village. Well, regardless, we've got construction report, Karas Galadon, Master Builder's Hall. Okay, so we've got a Master Builder's Hall as well. Did I build that? I guess I must have built that. I guess it's just... Oh, that's why, because it's a massive city, isn't it? So it upgrades to whatever level the city is currently at. Like, we've got one slot left, but we need that for the Sylvan Encampment, but I don't know how long it's going to be before we get that, to be honest with you. Well, maybe it's an idea at this point to send Haldir back. I mean, I would assume that this is going to make these people rather unhappy, but, you know, like, what are you going to do, right? There's only like 12 of them. What are they going to do? Knock over a thatch hut? As for everything else, we can't actually recruit anything else there. We can recruit more things over here, albeit, well, we can recruit one more unit from over here, a Lorien Sentry unit, which I think we will do. Why not? We're recruiting pretty much everything we can. And I think actually to help facilitate things...
Elven warriors.
I don't think we really need to worry too much about this area being attacked. I think if we keep our general there, we can move these guys back. Because I do want to take this castle that's over here first, and then we're going to start our foray into Dol Guldur, and potentially even try and take Dol Guldur fairly early. I would imagine there's probably a whole mess of orcs around here already, but they're probably pointing in the general direction of the Anduin at the moment. We'll see. I think that is that. Where are they going? Looks like they've got a few armies on the go. As you would probably expect. They're a fairly decent sized faction, to be honest with you. Like, there's not many factions in this game that start off with a whole bunch of regions. Gondor is probably the most notable example. What are they doing?
Tomorrow's journey planned out.
They just knocked me out the way. Or is that... No, that's... Yeah, it's a pink banner, so it's got to be Anduin. Rather interesting choice of colour for their heraldry, I must say. Moria are an interesting one, aren't they? Rioting in Rockburg. 4 citizens killed. Yeah, they don't... Okay, well, listen.
Follow me. For the light.
Let's go this way with you two.
Elves, we must give up.
My lord. Come on.
Loyalty disillusioned. Okay, well, I mean, we've got some soldiers in there now. It's only 1 unit of archers could be a bit of a difference maker, to be honest with you. Like,
Elven warriors.
right, you head over to here. Population's decreasing. Loyalty's content now. Do I want to send Celeborn down here as well? Do I want to just send both of the lads in there? If we can get a ballista as well, then all the better. I think we're losing money again, aren't we? No, actually, no, we're not. We got all of our we've got all of our units except Haldir in garrisons, haven't we? I'm really debating building something else here because we can always knock something down later for the Sylvan encampment, right? And before I forget, how far? So I think Thranduil is around here somewhere. If we keep going this way. Ah, Bael's Hall. I think that's the capital of Anduin Vale, isn't it? What's this? Path blocked. Relations improved with Rohan. Yeah, they're loving it. Which is a little bit less surprising than Breland and Dunland have signed a treaty. A little bit less surprising to know that Mordor are sort of not too unhappy with me. Again, it's just one of those curiosities, I suppose. Leather tanner. Building income? I mean, that's not a bad idea. It'll give us some income. We are making money as well, aren't we? So... yeah, we are. So I think we will build a... what's the grain exchange? Increase income in tradable goods. It's more income, but not that much more income. Yeah, we'll go for a leather tanner, I think. And that can be the end of the turn. They've got a few armies out in the field, haven't they, Anduin Vale? Where's he going? Northward bound. Dorwinian. It must be quite a lonely existence for Dorwinian way out there. Facing the full force of Rune, I would imagine. And I don't know if Dale would come to their aid. What did Dale actually have to try and go up against? Probably, I guess Erebor are going after Gundabad. What's going on here? Construction complete of the Builders' Hall in Rockburg. Right, what's going on here? Like, there's got to be something going on, right? Yes, because it's auto-managing everything. I suppose I've got an option that I haven't actually clicked. I mean, to be fair, I probably would have built the Builders' Hall anyway. Have we got public order going on here? What can we actually build? Like, we've got a Builders' Hall, we've got land clearance, artist studio, vineyard, Neville's recruitment of a spy. I mean, the spy we had last time was just rubbish, wasn't he? Public order bonus. That's number of free upkeep units. Recruitment slots allowed. It's not a bad idea. 1,000 gold. 1,000 of my finest gold. Right, now they're happy, and now we should be making tons of, well, I'll say tons of money. What are we actually gaining from our trade? A lot, actually. We wouldn't be gaining very much at all, actually, if we weren't trading. Alright. Can we recruit a ballista? No, we can't. No more types of this unit available for recruitment. Maybe do we disband this unit? Maybe we do disband this unit. Is that the issue? Like, it's been a while. Is it just like full recruitment units and that's the issue? Or full recruitment slots. If we get rid of this, can we get the ballista on the go? I mean, he's already depleted anyway, so we just banned him. And then we have another unit down here. Could recruit another spy. The spy really didn't help us out at all, though. It's only 350 gold coins, I imagine, and we can use him as a sort of de facto scout, so I guess we may as well. But he really let the side down, if we're being brutally honest. But I guess we might as well. Right, our diplomat needs to keep on trucking.
Without question.
What's this? That's another Anduin army.
Yes.
That is... I think Mirkwood lie yonder.
Without question. I shall continue
I
tomorrow.
think this green signifies them. Right, anyway. We do need to keep a little bit back for defence, I think, but most of it I think we're going to send with Haldir over here to the castle somewhere down here. But we do need to be a little bit careful in the old finances. After the excitement of taking both of those territories, we have since slowed to a crawl. I want to be a bit more aggressive, to be honest with you. But we're not under immediate threat from anything, but that will change, that's the thing. Like, we need to sort of get our power base sorted more quickly than we're currently doing. Hornburg sieged. See, this is why I want to be a little bit faster, because the Fortress of Rohan is no longer a place of safety. Now the Deeping Wall is covered by stout defenders ready to repel an enemy onslaught. The Hornburg itself is kept by a strong force of Helmingas and among the best Rohirrim men-at-arms. The residents of mighty Hornburg has found pride in its strength, and the Rohirrim have no will to let it change. They will fight to the death if need be to protect the stronghold. The storm is coming close, but the enemy will know the strength of Helm's blood in the strong arms of the Rohirrim. I certainly hope so, because I really don't want to be seeing Isengard creep this way. Because I think, yeah, that's the Hornburg right there. Orthanc is around here somewhere. We can't actually see it on the map. We can see some of these fortresses, but we can't see all of them. I think Edoras is around here. Aldburg is around here. Obviously, that's Minas Tirith. Yeah, like Gondor and Rohan, like all they need to do is just hold on for a little while, and then I will march southwards, because it's my intent when I do invade Dol Guldur to really try and make it stick. I don't want a protracted war if I can help it. Right, can we build units? No. Turns to next. Oh right, I see. There's turns to the next available. I really needn't have disbanded that one unit, should I? Really shouldn't have done that. A real fool, but where's my agent? Is he done? Yes, he is. I think it would be beneficial for us to actually send him in more into Dol Guldur just to see what they're doing. That's an independent fort, actually. Could gain a bit of a beachhead on that side of the Anduin, potentially. Right. Okay. Well, with that in mind, what we're going to do is we're going to send these units over here. So that's a pretty stout force now. I mean, a lot of it's melee units as well. We've got a unit of what is effectively shock infantry, a unit of line infantry, and 2 spears, as well as 3 archers, one of which is really fantastic. If we really need it as well, we can also bring another unit of archers out of Rockburg, but they're going to start having a hissy fit again as soon as I bring that unit out. Rui's quite happy. We're going to start losing money as well. Like, that's the thing, we can't... Yeah, projected profit's only 543. And as soon as we take that very large force out... Yeah, right, anyway.
Yes, my lord.
You there.
As you wish.
Yes.
Approaching there. What is it you wish to discuss?
Prince Legolas. Right, let's... Trade rights. Balanced. Alliance. Balanced. Make off.
This proposal is of little interest.
What? Come on now, please. You're bankrupt. You need me. Their power is supreme, apparently, as well as... Apparently our power is supreme. Which seems a bit strange, but come on now. Why have you got to be like this?
Very well. What else do you have to suggest?
Except or we will attack. How about I make a payment of... I've got... how about... I'll round it out so I've got a nice even number. How about 216 gold coins? How about that?
This isn't going to happen now.
Really?
We hope for more fruitful parley in future.
Fruitful parley. At the end of my bloody spear. This is the problem with dealing with Thranduil. Like, what a... Well, I guess it was Legolas, technically, but, like, why have they got to be this way? The game itself, the scripts of the game itself want this alliance to happen, and they're like, nah. Nah, mate. We're fighting the same enemy, we have the same friends. A candidate for adoption, eh? Ooh. A young elf is of suitable station and has demonstrated the necessary skills to be worthy of invitation into the ruling establishment. Shall the arrangements be made? This man has yet to truly prove himself. He once thought somebody waved to him on the street. He was mistaken. This man would only disobey an order if he truly believed it. I mean, he's loyal. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Come, my brothers.
It gives us... Well, hang on a minute. Gives us another high tier unit that we can utilise to our advantage. We'll send him with Haldir on his escapades. Yeah, I think this should be more than enough. How much are we going to be... Well, yeah, 5 is now our projected profits, which is probably a problem. Right. Next turn, I think we will set out, but first...
My lord.
Let's have a look around.
Quietly.
Yeah, that's a GULDUR village, that. Okay, well, you go here. Right.
Tired of ordering your own forces about?
My lord. Yes.
I think Thranduil's halls is around here somewhere, is it not?
Yes.
Over here?
Stop
There it
in
is.
here.
But let's see if Thranduil is a little bit more welcoming than his belligerent son next turn, I think. I think that would be the way to go. I think now we've built up enough of a force. The problem is going to be finances. Am I in the way of their army? Can they not move? Oh no, they can. Okay. I think there's a castle that way that they're going to want to take. Should probably try building a Hall of Song in Rockburg as well when we get the chance to. Edoras siege. The great wooden city of Edoras is under siege by a force that has obviously shown determination to rid them from Middle-earth. If Rohan cannot reinforce the city, defeat will be a near certainty, and the Golden Hall of Meduseld may become a darker shade with the licks of flame before it turn to dust. Their only beacon of hope lies with their allies. Will they come and aid Rohan, or will they betray and leave them to their inevitable doom? I mean, I'm miles away, so I can't help. Dwarves of Erebor. Send an emissary to them. I mean, who would have thought that the dwarves might prove to be more welcoming? Well, actually, I guess Thranduil isn't really known for being all that welcoming. Right. Yeah, now we're losing money. Now we need to get rolling, I think. Might be within our best interest to actually have some of our units... Yeah, we're losing money, but it's not to too great an extent, even with this. It may be a problem, but it just gives us that, like, kick up the arse that we need to move. Right.
Yes, my lord. You have a
King
proposition for us?
Thranduil. How about an alliance and military access, trade rights. I mean, I don't know if this is better or worse. Really, we just want an alliance with them for the time being.
I do not believe I'm able to accept this.
Oh boy.
Another proposition for us then? Until
Alright.
we meet again.
Yep, you are a real piece of work, aren't you?
Without question.
There's Erebor. Oh, we
Approaching their dignitary.
can't quite get there
Tomorrow's
just yet,
journey
but we'll be
planned
rewarded with a military unit, which probably will actually maybe not what we want because we're already in the red, but well, we will be in the red in the future. Dale and Esgaroth right there. They look like they're heading that way. Erebor. It was Gimli, wasn't it? I think that was his unique model. Would Erebor be interested in some trade, I wonder? It'd be pretty difficult to get trade to Erebor, because we'd have to go through Thranduil's lands. Ornberg is sieged once again. I guess like Rohan are throwing these sieges off, so that's fine. Hostilities cease between Khand and God. That's interesting. I wonder if this means that Khand have taken the good path. Possibly. I don't know if the AI sort of make that choice, but I know that as Khand and Ered Luin, you can either go good or evil depending on what the script says. I mean, that would be a bit of a boon for Gondor, because at the very least it would mean Mordor will have to send something to deal with Khand. Relations improved. Again, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but the Dark Lord of Mordor he's looking at us and he's thinking, yep, you're doing good. Keep up the good work. Which is maybe a little bit, that is what we want. Ooh, hang on a minute, who's that? That's Rohan. Well, I mean, I guess that's a sign that I've taken a little bit too long about coming over here, but we'll see what he does, I suppose. There's Celeborn. Can we build anything? Yeah, I don't really want to build anything while this army's out and about and trying to make things happen. Okay. Oh yes, I forgot. Again, my diplomat's so far away that I completely forget what he's... You
have a proposition?
King Dane. Right. How about trade? There we go.
Farewell.
Are they gonna take that settlement? They probably will, right? It's independent realms. So... Ooh, no, they've lost. They're leaving. If they attacked and softened them up for us, though, I would be very appreciative. They should probably be retreating to their own lands, though, because it seems to me like they're struggling a wee bit. If their capital is under attack from someone, which is a little bit strange, to be honest. I can only assume it's an independent realms. New mission, take rebel settlement. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do anyway. Mission success. 1 unit of Lorien warders at your capital. So that should be over here, I would imagine, with Celeborn. Another unit of spears, indeed. They're disillusioned. Right.
Take it for the elves. Destroy it.
Settlement has enough food to last for 10 turns. Ooh, we can build a ton of ladders. How about a ram? Okay. So, a ram and 4 ladders. Maintain the siege. And then I think we will retreat back to our lands and start making inroads towards Dol Guldur. We'll take Achnod or Achnod Eorn. I'm sure I butchered that. That doesn't sound right at all. But yeah, I think Limhir. What about Rockburg? What can we build here? I mean, we're still losing money for the time being, so yeah, I think we're fine for the moment. I think we've invested a little bit, perhaps too heavily, in our
Yes, my lord.
in our military.
As you wish.
There's Thranduil's halls. And next turn, I think we're going to be taking a castle for ourselves. Wonder if Rohan did attack it. That would be interesting to find out. Haradrim child. Yeah, this is the problem with Gondor, I suppose. Betrothed, the young woman of fitting breeding and station has been discovered as a potential partner for this man. Sure. Osgiliath under attack. To some, Osgiliath is already dead. To others, it is a sign of the decline of a great kingdom. Yet to others still, it is a symbol of the greatness that will be again. To all, however, it is Gondor. symbol of strength and of the beleaguered kingdom, the bastion of the west, the southern kingdom of the Dunedain, jewel of Numenor, all of this it is and more. To the walls, to the streets, to the rooftops, men of Gondor, for the foe is upon us. This day we match blades with the squalid warriors of the Eye. This day we fight like the men of old, and this day the enemies of our land will test the steel in our veins. They come in swarms, and we shall cut them down. Osgiliath is assaulted, and we shall hold. For now, at the least, we hold. But the White City must answer our call. Numberless is the foe, and we are not enough. We few ride swiftly, lords of men, answer our call for aid. Interesting. Once again, much like Rohan, who have been under siege a little while, although I think for Helm's Deep that could very well be Isengard, but I think for Edoras it must just be a sort of roving Independent Realms army, which is not necessarily a great thing to learn of, but this I would imagine probably is Mordor. Did they lose Caer Andros is the question. No. They held at Caer Andros, which is good. More of that, please. Right. I think now we will assault Edrichan, and that should secure us, because I think is Rohan territory now, I believe. Which means on our south we're secure, northwards we've got friends in the Anduin, which means all we need to do is push eastward through the one corridor we really have, and take this Dol Guldur village, and then possibly Dol Guldur itself. So, this should be enough. I mean, we've got 2 fantastic units of archers, we've got 4 units of dedicated infantry. Let's go. Surely we have them. Oh yeah. Is it worth, like, is it worth an auto-resolve at that level? Because it could be that actually assaulting the walls in an actual battle might be more costly than if I auto-resolve it when the balance of power is like that. Can't lead a battle in night attacks. Let's see. Yeah, like I would have lost more than 37 soldiers if I had actually fought that. Bit of a shame that we can't actually see that battle in action, but I think that's probably the clever thing to do. We will be playing more battles, I think, as we push our way into Southern Mirkwood. What did the damage there? Even across the board, to be honest with you, it wasn't a very big defending force, to be honest with you, was it? Soldiers lost, soldiers remaining.
Our lands will be safe once more.
That's another mission completed as well. We could exterminate the populace, which... that was orcs, wasn't it? Yeah, let's do it. Right, Stronghold is damaged, but that's fine. Right, one thing we definitely need to do. It's not auto-managed, thank goodness for that. Isn't it? Yes, right. Land clearance, a port, which is... garrison quarters? That's a lot of our money, so for the time being I think we're fine. Maybe we keep Haldir over here in this castle. Send most of our army back up to Celeborn over here, and he can be the ones. We've got another unit of spears there, which is very nice. Very nice indeed. We can recruit another diplomat. It might be useful to recruit another diplomat just to do some scouting, to be honest with you, just to see how Rohan and Gondor are getting on. But I mean, it's money. You can just stay here for the time being. Wait until Thranduil cools off, and then we can hit him with another proposal, I think. Yeah, we'll take that. Our realm expands. And Dol Guldur haven't made any moves on us yet, but I think that's because Anduin is still there. Between them and us, we might not even need Mirkwood. Who's that? That's a diplomat, I believe.
I bring word from my people.
Yeah. No.
It is normal. Let's continue.
Get out of here, Grima.
Goodbye.
That's not a good sign that he's coming over here, though. Why would you trust a man like Grima? Like, if he shuffles up to your gates and it's like, hey, how about some deals? He's like the worst kind of double glazing salesman. Edoras is under siege again. They're not doing very well, are they? Like, something's wrong in Rohan. There is Edoras. So, I mean, they're not far away from one another, but realistically, I doubt that's Isengard. How are Rohan getting on? Actually, it might be a good idea to see what Rohan are doing. Can't see, actually. We can't tell from that window. There is Grima. Actually, no, that's still Independent Realms, isn't it? That's still Brown. Well, regardless, we're going to start heading back with this massive units. We can actually cross over here. So it might actually be more worth our time to just get Haldir to do it, to be honest with you. Finances. Projected profits. Yeah, I think we should probably start building some buildings that get us some income. Maybe in Eruri. Land clearance, Men of the East. What have we got going on here? Is it worth a builder's hall? If we're going to start building stuff up here? I think it's fairly safe to... Well... Just as I say that, what's this?
I'm gonna stick you.
You can't...
Have a taste of my blade.
5 units, eh? Just the 5. That's more than this gentleman could handle alone, though. It's not more, however, than I think... We're going to lose money by doing this, but we need to put an end to this, I think, right away.
Reinforcements. Elves. Sire. Yes, my lord. Engage.
Will you run or will you stand and fight, you vermin? As it loads. Hopefully it hasn't crashed. That would be a bit of a ball ache.
Take it for the elf. I'm gonna
Oh,
stick you.
I guess we can't because we reinforced. They looked like they'd completely just... Everything had completely ground to a halt there. Regardless. Oof, 113 gold. Yeah, we definitely need to... well, Erui's actually content, so we don't necessarily need a unit in there. GULDUR, who are bold of you to do that. Yeah, that's it. Go away. Councillor greatly impressed by your leadership. 2,000 gold coins, which is probably good because we would have. Oh, for crying out loud! I was away for a turn.
Engage.
I mean, the balance of power is even. Well, let's see what Celeborn and his men are all about. Let's see if we can throw off this first GULDUR attack. This is the first time we're actually engaging another faction that isn't the Independent Realms, and it is going to be, for the first portion of the campaign anyway, our chief enemy. This is going to be a fairly interesting battle to actually behold, I think, because that's a lot of orcs. It's not going to be quite like the battle we played in the field. It'd be interesting to see if it's a bridge battle as well. That might, even if we're on the attack, a bridge battle might actually favour us. Okay. Let's see. It's not, which is quite interesting. Okay. First things first. We have 2 exceptional units of archers. I think as well, based on the fact that these aren't actually archers which will mind too much being under enemy fire, I think, because especially the Berioti Engolith, like they are just extremely heavily armoured as well, I believe. Let's have a look here. Yeah, 16 armour, that's a lot. Missile attack of 10. Oh yeah, all of the good stuff. They've got a missile attack of 11 though, the Elbereth Sentinels, there's just less of them. Okay. Right. Interesting to see if they actually come for us. Let's see what they've actually got at their disposal. I would imagine it's lower end stuff. Yeah, like this is like the trash. That is something that I probably want to be shooting up first. A unit of shock infantry. They're javelin men. So are they. Where's the bodyguard then? Do they not have a bodyguard unit? Or are they skulking around in the trees? Maybe that is the bodyguard. Well, no, that's too big to be a bodyguard unit, really. So they got effectively, I think, 2 units of javelins, 1 unit of, like, just straight garbage, and 1 unit of shock infantry, which is going to be all too easy, I think, for us to shoot up. We want to be careful against them, though. Like, their charge is probably going to be fairly significant. So first and foremost the shock infantry, then the 2 javelin units. We can deal with the trash in melee with relative ease, I think. Unless they do have a unit of bodyguard in the trees, in which case it might get a little messier. Justice to the enemy. You go on the flanks, actually. Yeah, Orc Maulers, Dolguldur Host, Dolguldur Scouts. Yeah, all of their numbers are bound up in 4 units. That's why they've just got such a high amount. We've actually got the same. I could have sworn there was 5 of them though, instead of just 4. If I get bamboo, ooh, hello. We in range now, boys. That's 2 units of Orc Maulers. That's why. Yeah, we definitely want to be dealing with the Maulers. Maybe there's a case for saying the javelins as well, but unshielded units. The first assault though, and they did get all the way to our doorstep. I had to do something though, otherwise they would have besieged Eruri. And then we would have been in a bit of trouble. And while we only have 1 unit less than that... Ooh, hello. That's not what we want to see. I mean, this is what the AI should do. They should just try and rush me down, because if they can stop me from firing at the enemy... Taking damage, good. They're going to take another pot shot at them? No, I think that was a blank shot. We've got plenty of ammunition here, and we've taken a decent chunk out of that unit already. The Dolguldur Host are really not... They're the 1 unit I really just don't care about doing damage to at all, really, at this point. Maybe splitting them up is the answer. Scary looking, but maybe not terribly functional. Then I guess the orcs don't really care about that. I guess they are all about that intimidation factor. We'll shoot at them, actually. So again, if we can just... I don't mind losing a few spearmen to the first volleys of the javelin, so we can send them in first. Again, this is how we have to do things. We can't play the game that the orcs want to play by just charging into melee and being clumsy about things. Kicking up a lot of dust here, this orcish horde. I think fatigue-wise we should be fine as well. Perhaps a lot of my financial concerns have also stemmed from the fact that I've got 2 new generals right near the start of the game, which is expensive, but I think it's worth it because, like, it's a high-tier unit that you get, basically. 1 more volley, and then we'll retreat once more. I wonder if this is the upgraded Orc Maulers. No, run. For Christ's sake, Caliborn. they're going to ham us into the corner here eventually, but well, not necessarily actually. If we go this way, we can try and split them up a bit. Maybe the Berio and Goliath are not like the most speedy unit of archers because of their heavier nature. Ooh, they seem to be just completely ignoring this unit over here, which I'm perfectly okay with. Ooh, looks like they are going to go this way now. Yeah, we're going to split them up, aren't we? Although I think we are going to have to go this way. We don't want to get into the range of those scouts. Like, I don't feel, again, this is another situation where I don't feel too concerned about losing the battle ultimately. Ooh, hello. Oh. Shoot them. Seem to be going after these guys a little bit more now. Yeah, we don't want to waste ammunition on the GULDUR host. I'll keep going over that way. Yes, that's right. Turn your back on the on Caliborn's retinue, please. With all of our ammunition expended, it's high quality ammunition. You'd imagine that the damage we do to them will be fairly, well, too significant for them to really deal with. Do I want to send the odd pot shot into the GULDUR scouts here? Probably not. Nearly below 100 each. After that, do I maybe change tack, go after some of the GULDUR scouts? I didn't really think this through though. If they just had one unit of archers, they could have made things much more uncomfortable for me, which is why I'm kind of surprised they're not, to be honest with you. Not engaging in such things. But this is going to be one of those which is just a bit awkward, because if I get too close to them, they can use their javelins on me. But this is going to be a taste of things against GULDUR. Get out of there, don't let them use their javelins. They are shielding their orc maulers pretty well though now. It's going to be one of those battles, isn't it? Not the most now they're going back that way to try and deal with the Elbereth's sentinels. That's the GULDUR host again. Do I want to try and go after them? No, I don't think I do, to be honest with you. But they've revealed their orc maulers to me once again, the soft, vulnerable underbelly of their army. One that I don't want to be engaging in melee. Ooh, no. Oh, they're too close. I really dropped the ball on that one, but not an engagement I particularly wanted, to be honest. Okay, let's shoot them. They're coming back again with those. We were going to win that fight.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
I'm going to take a few losses, but again, like I said, maybe it's not the worst thing. It means that I'll have an easier time disbanding a unit. And these are free at the end of the day. We didn't pay any money for them, other than the upkeep that we are now going to be paying for them. Don't let those scouts get up to us. Yeah, we're doing the business against them. A truly trash tier unit that they're killing off, but still needs doing. Ooh. Probably a bit tired now. No, they're just still just eager. You can keep shooting away. I really don't want them to be firing into the back of my units here. Yeah, not ideal. This one unit of spears might be in for a bit of a rough time, but I think they are actually just carrying... They're just trying to hunt Caliborn down. Which, I mean, if I were the AI, perfect shot right here. Don't want to lose any more of Caliborn's very fine retinue, but I mean, if he can keep them away from our Lorien warders over here, this is a good opportunity, I think, to actually start engaging in melee a little bit more. Quite a neat horn sound effect, I have to say. Yeah, we charge in there. Caliborn's been more of a distraction in this battle more than anything else so far. Gonna hit some of our own men doing this actually, so it might be a good idea to get a little bit closer. Yeah, that's a big rout. Surrounding them. Doing the business now. Yeah. Defeat seems certain. So, I mean, a lot of this is trash, obviously. Which is the big problem that GULDUR are going to have against us, especially using just their early game units. Like, it's not going to be pretty for them at all.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Get in there, start mucking them up. Still going after my general, aren't they? But this is fine. All about efficiency here in the early game, especially as we're dealing with the first of the GULDUR stacks. Taking a little bit of damage on our spears, but none to our generals whatsoever. Very happy about that. Hopefully we can keep that up. They're routing units, but we really don't need to be concerned about them, to be honest with you. Let's just keep shooting at the scouts. They do look fairly sort of frightening, some of those GULDUR scouts with their face paint, but no match for the finest that I have to offer, at least for the moment. Ooh, get out of there, Caliborn. Less of this, please. No, don't walk. Really want to preserve their lives as much as I possibly can. I don't need to worry about them, really. Haven't taken that many losses from my spears, considering the balance of power earlier on. That could be seen as a big victory. Especially seeing as this isn't really the army that I'm going to be attacking GULDUR with at all. That's going to be Haldir and his boys down in the south. We'll cross over, deal with that village, start really taking the fight to them. Maybe then I'll actually start gaining some negative negative relations with the Dark Lord of Mordor. That was the general then, which is... So they didn't come out here with any general really to speak of. Let's shoot them. Routing units, it's worth going after them. That Caliborn who was lagging behind? It was. He's just standing here, getting a close look. Shoot him. 24 Dol Guldur scouts. Yeah, this is... ooh, that's not good. Kind of forgot they were javelins, and that cost my general one of his retinue there. Very surprised the AI didn't do that sooner. Such is the way of things, I suppose. It'd be useful to have a unit of cavalry, I suppose, to help out against situations like this. Victory is a distinct possibility. I don't think so. Not for long, anyway.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Right, finish them off, would you? I might actually do more damage to my own men in firing in here, so...
Behold how
There we
our
go.
cowardly foe
Let's continue.
runs. It's time to press the attack.
Get in their way. No, don't shoot them. Here we go. The final remnants of this Dol Guldur host that had the gall to come in here. Right next to Carasgaladon itself. Give him some credit for that, I suppose. Still, a victory. Not too much in the way of losses, a few on those spears, but these are free units. This is purely a defensive force anyway. And that will be that.
The enemy are utterly vanquished. This is a great victory.
32 lost
worthy of
only?
Only the mightiest
Yeah.
of generals.
I don't know about that, but still. The first of Dol Guldur's host falls by the wayside. Maybe I should keep garrisoning Carasgaladon. I think that's where I'll get the most money as well. Erui I could use as, again, like that ablative armour almost that a settlement like that can be. But I don't know. I think probably that battle probably took long enough, and this has been sort of more an administrative episode, to be honest with you, in episode 2. I was expecting that we would have to fight that castle battle, but in the end it proved more beneficial for us to not do so, and to use the auto-resolve instead. With that in mind, this might be the end of part 2, to be honest with you. And like I said, the idea behind this will be... Ooh, what should we do with these prisoners of war? Execute them. Release. Could ransom them, but now we're gonna finish them all off. Enemy camp sacked. Very nice. Yeah. Again, we have way more profits when we have our army garrisoned in Carasgaladon. So I think we're probably... Enemy army routes. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go, isn't it? Currently building a hall of music. For some reason. Wait, when did I do that? No, I didn't, did I? Regardless, I think it's because I've got some auto-management thing turned on, which I forgot to turn off, which is a bit unprofessional of me, I must say. Regardless, next time, because I think that will be the end of this part, like I said, it might actually be the next time we see this will be on the stream, and the sort of the first bit of the campaign where you do sort of your rebel expansion has already been done. And we can then start to get into the business of actually the war with Dol Guldur here. Which we do need to start dealing with fairly quickly, I think, because otherwise we could find that Rohan are left wanting a little bit. First and foremost, so I think what I will do is I will build another unit of Lothlorien archers. Which is interesting. Albarath Sentinels. A diplomat. I want a diplomat just so that we can do basically some de facto scouting, to be honest. Speaking of de facto scouting, there's no armies whatsoever over here. I think they had to go through Anduin Vale, which is possibly a bit of a problem, because it might mean that Anduin's armies down here are starting to fold a little bit if some of the forces are starting to get through to my lands. But I think this village over here is going to... I mean, it's a village for a start, so it's going to stand no chance against a force that's as beefy as the one that we've got Haldia commanding. But it's also possible the closer we get into Dol Guldur, the more significant the force is going to be that attacks us. But we want Dol Guldur because we can... Some of our best units, I think, train from Dol Guldur. So we need to get into that. But yeah, that will be what happens next time. Whether it's another pre-record or whether it's another stream, or whether it's a stream, kind of depends on what the week ahead schedule is going to be like. But as I said, this has been one long recording session for me for the first 2 parts, and as I said at what will probably be the end of the first episode, I do hope people enjoy these, because I do want to sort of make them more of a fixture. Campaigns is something which I have sort of neglected. I did one that was actually reasonably okay. It did better than I thought it would in Shogun 2, where I played as the Mori, but this is much more akin to what my channel has been all about, especially seeing as it's obviously Lord of the Rings. So I feel as though this is probably what people would want to see a little bit more of. Hopefully they do well, because I do want to carry on doing them, and I do think a stream format suits them quite well, which is probably what I'm going to transition over to, again, possibly for the very next part, but definitely I think for part 4 and part 5 as we move forward. Then they'll be sort of in bulkier episodes, like the stream VODs for those I think would probably be something like 3 to 4 hours, because I think that sort of suits a Total War campaign like this just a little bit more. But yeah, do give feedback if this is what you want to see more of. Hopefully we can make it more of a permanent fixture to the channel moving forward. If not, then we still will carry on with Lothlorien, because I'm having fun doing it anyway. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed parts 1 and part 2. Do leave some feedback, and I hope you'll join me for whatever is next.